Hey, leaders. So if you've had the conversation with yourself lately of, oh, finally, my best person on the team, my highest performer, they haven't disagreed with me in months. You might have read that as loyalty or as alignment, that we're all on the same page or we're finally on the same page. But friend, I'm here to tell you today, it's usually just the opposite. It's not agreement, it's silence. And silence from your sharpest people, it's not a compliment. It's a warning sign. It's that yellow light that flashes on your dashboard, or like what happened to me the other week, the light that kept coming up that I needed to get my key fob on my car changed before the battery was gone on it. And then my car wouldn't start with the push button. Yeah. Because why? I ignored the yellow flashing light. That's what you're doing. And silence of that of that sharpest person is like that warning light on the dashboard that you decided to ignore, because it's easier than just taking the time to go and spend the 5 minutes or the half an hour to get the change in place. Today, we're talking about why good employees go quiet and why it's almost never about them and the exact move that gets them talking again. So welcome back into the Leadership Sandbox for another bold conversation. I'm Tammy J Bond, and I want to get into it right now. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So here's the limiting belief that you might be holding on to, because you start out thinking, oh, my team is aligned because they're not pushing back, right? And if my team isn't pushing back, everything must be fine, right? Fine. That belief is actually comfort. It's your comfort zone. It's also a lie that you keep telling yourself. Employees go quiet for one very specific reason, very rational reason. They've learned the behavior, and they've learned that speaking up costs more than it pays. Somewhere along the way, somebody's honest input got them into a pickle, if you will. It was met with defensiveness or got quietly punished. That individual got passed over, iced out of conversations and not including in meetings. And then they were labeled as not a team player, even if they never talked about it out loud. They were taking notes in bold letters. And there's real research behind this. It's called the workplace conflict research, and it describes it plainly. When people see that raising a concern leads to defensiveness, political fallout, damage to their career, avoidance gets reinforced time and time again, no matter what the official open door policy messaging says. People don't believe your slogans. They believe what happened to the last person who spoke up. Can I get an amen in the back? What this compounds, how it compounds, I should say, the same body of research on workplace silence found that a huge share of employees, something like 85%, report that experiencing some form of conflict at work, and most feel their organization is not equipped to handle it well. When it surfaces, we shut down. So they don't surface it. They just quietly quit the honesty part of their job, and they keep the rest. And it's costing you a great deal. I'll tell you a little bit of a story. I coached a leader. We're just going to call her Renata. She was the VP of operations at a mid-sized logistics company. All that detail probably doesn't really matter to you. But she was proud of how smooth her team meetings had become. No drama, no pushback. Decisions moved fast. And 6 months later, her strongest operations manager resigned. And in the exit conversation, which obviously she wasn't even able to be in, HR ran it. And that manager said something very interesting, something that should be tattooed on every leader's forearm. I stopped bringing up problems because the last 3 times I did, I got told I was being negative. So I just started doing my job and keeping my mouth shut. Renata hadn't fired anyone for speaking up. She'd never yelled, never punished anyone directly. She never wrote anybody up for it. What she did was something smaller and more corrosive. Every time someone flagged a risk or disagreed with her plan, she'd get a little tighter in the shoulders. Her body language shifted. She responded a little too fast, moved the conversation along a little too quickly. Nobody got fired, but everybody got the body language messaging. that it wasn't safe to speak up. She wasn't open to it. And by the time she and I started working together, her smooth meetings were actually a room full of people who'd all individually decided it wasn't worth it. The silence she'd mistaken for alignment was actually a slow, distributed, quiet quitting of honesty. The fix wasn't a new feedback policy. It was Renata learning to physically slow down her reaction, cage her facial expressions and her body language before responding to anything, right? It's like she had to pause for 3 seconds, take a breath, think about the question to ask, and pause long enough to allow that defensiveness to go down and for people to trust that disagreeing with her wasn't going to cost them anything. So let's name the behavior leader that has manufactured the silence, because I believe you're going to see yourself in at least one of these three. One, you react before you receive. Someone raises a concern and your facial expression changes, your body posture changes, your tone, all of it. Here we go. Before they finished the sentence, you've escalated. Number two, you reward speed over candor. You praise the person who says, good, sounds good, I'm on it, more than the person who says, hold on a second, I'm going to ask a clarifying question. I think this might have a problem. We might have a loophole here. Guess which one you get more of based on your body language. Number three, you confuse a smooth running meeting with a healthy one. Healthy has friction in it, friends. Respectful, productive friction, especially in teams. I hope that it does. That means we're moving something positively moving forward versus everybody's just checking the box because you're the leader and they want to make you happy. And if your meetings never have any conflict, frustration, tension in them, that's not a team that agrees with you. That's a team that has stopped trying because it goes nowhere. And here's the shift. Silence is not the absence of a problem, it's the presence of a cost. Somebody did the math, though, about the cost of speaking up. Was it worth it? And the answer was no. The math was not mathing. The math is on you to change, not on them to overcome. Your job isn't to demand more honesty, it's to make honesty cheaper than silence, more rewarding than silence. Silence is a fear factor. So here's a simple tool to rebuild, if you will, the conditions for your people to actually start talking to you. First, take a breath, right? Push pause, take a breath, and ask the next best question. Before you respond, before you push back, I want you to pause. Physically let your face catch up to your intention before you speak and name it with a question. And number two, name the value out loud. So when someone disagrees with you or speaks up, they flag that, say it plainly. That's exactly the kind of thing that I want to hear. Don't just think it to yourself. The room needs to hear you say it and repeatedly modeling that speaking up gets acknowledged as it's okay. And number three, track who's gone quiet. Literally notice who used to speak up, who used to step in and step forward or even push back, but they're not doing it anymore. That's your signal, not your comfort. It's your signal to ask different questions. And number four, ask the question that invites the risk. This is the different question I keep talking about. Don't ask, are there any concerns? Because you're going to get an easy no. Keep it open-ended. I'm curious what concerns we have. I'm curious what flags came up for anybody else sitting at this table having this conversation today. I don't want you to ask it in a way that is just easy for people to dismiss it and weigh it off. Ask something that gets them to create the picture and think through what you're wanting from them to answer. That's so important. So here's the next conversation to have in your one-on-one with the person who's gone quiet. And I'm excited about this. So Sam, Joe, Fred, I've noticed you've stopped pushing back on anything lately. And that's actually not like you. It's not how I know you to be. What's the thing you'd say if you knew it wouldn't cost you anything to say it? then stop talking, sit there with your hands open, and let the silence sit and feel it, right? Feel it. Sit in the silence and let it be as long as it needs until the person on the other side of the conversation has an answer for you. Here's the truth, friends. Your best people didn't stop having opinions. They stopped believing that their opinions were welcomed by you. And that's not a problem for them. That's a leadership behavior problem on you. And it's completely fixable, starting with the next 3 seconds you give someone before you react. Thanks for joining me in the Leadership Sandbox today. I'm Tammy J. Bond. I want you to not only go out and build something healthy in your team, I want you to continue to grow into that next level of leadership, because leadership isn't something you're born with, it's something you grow into. And I am super happy that you're here growing into that next level conversation that you get to have to transform some limiting beliefs in your workplace today. Make it a great day. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the Leadership Sandbox, every platform, so you get notified when we have new content dropping, and share this episode with somebody that you think could truly benefit by shifting a limiting belief that they might have going on in their own head about those conversations and about what's really happening in the silence in the workplace. Make it a great day, and God bless you.